Okay. Okay, we're back, I guess. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. This is stupid. Okay, we're back, I guess. Jesus fuck. Alright, why does my mic sound bad all of a sudden? Don't know. Don't know. Alright, hi Wolflid. I'll give people a second to gather. So I unplugged the camera. I got rid of the Excel spreadsheet. I have turned everything off possible besides the only things running right now are Discord, streaming software, and Warhammer 3. This is as simplified as it can get. I've been checking. I checked the metrics on why my computer blue screened out again, and our CPU usage was at 25% when it crashed, and our GPU usage was at 44%. So it's not like this thing is working too hard, but I still turned off as much extra shit as possible. Like, we don't technically need the camera, just in case something is going wrong somewhere. Don't know. Kind of fucking pissed. I suspect, and the easiest solution is also, I suspect I need to reinstall Warhammer 3. I suspect that the game files are fucked in some way or another. But can't do that midstream. So, don't know. So we got rid of everything we possibly could to try and make it through this stream, and then off stream I will deal with it. And we have a cute puppy here who's just like, Dad, why are you shouting? Dad, why are you angry? And I gotta say, Hazel, because you're so nice and cute and sweet, and I just want to get through this stream, little Hazel. Okay, what did we miss? Nothing. My computer blue screened out. So I had to restart everything. Okay, let's try this the fuck again. So Rainy Frog currently 2-0 up. He's beaten Nurgle. He's beaten Warriors of Chaos with this build. Just to make sure I get it running smoothly, we can wait 10 to 20 minutes. I also have to go to work again, so I'm also on a time limit on my side. Anyway. After the stream is done, later tonight, I will reinstall Warhammer 3 and try and make that help. But for now, we're just going to have to try and get through this shit. Ken Korn over on this backline. Now, as I was stretching and trying to fucking say, yeah, probably. I think this Dark Elf front line is going to buckle really quickly to the Mino push. And then this Bolt Throw will be under pressure, Dark Shards will be under pressure, and it's going to be a bad time for our Dark Elf friends. I'm going to go with at least one more. It better not! It better not! Because I am pissed! Anyway, Exalted Bloodthirster, I just had a horrible realization. If it's the streaming software that's causing these bugs, I would have to reinstall it. Now, if you have not been keeping up with the channel drama, my streaming software came out with a big update in July, and it took me until 3 weeks ago to finally get the streaming software back to a point where I liked it, because the big update redid all of my settings that I had acquired over 2 years. So if I have to reinstall this shit and find all those settings again, I'm gonna be pissed! Anyway. Shades are under attack by the Exalted Blood Boy. Now, Minotaurs and Great Opens are going to countercharge these Cold Knights. Oh, this is going to be a disaster for Rainy Frog. This is going to be a disaster right here. I'm calling it. These Minotaurs are going to be in heaven. Getting a rear charge on the Cold Knights. The Shades are trying to get away and fire, but it's not going to be enough, because look at these Cold Knights just get torn apart. And the front line for the Dark Elves, I did call it. Korn is pouring through here. Absolutely slapping them around. So Rainy Frog is 2-0 right now, but I think Korn might be his downfall. Just document the settings. There's a lot of settings, BS. Yeah, I'm just saying it'll be a bitch. I'm not saying it'll be undoable. But anyway. North flank is going pretty poorly for Korn as the Dark Elf Sorceress teams up with her Cold Knights to kill off these Minotaurs. But the center and the southern fight are so Korn favored, it's not even cool. Dogs chasing down Shades as Dark Riders poke them in the butt. They'll probably rout off soon, but with the Minotaurs nearby, this area will still probably be very Korn favored. Balance of Power is quite Korn favored. Reaper Bolt Thrower is already shut down. The Ravens Heralds are trying to get some good shots off, and they are mostly safe in the sky to do so. There's no flying units for Korn in this build. These are the Bloodthirster will chase them off, though. Just redo the settings from scratch. Easy. Easy peasy. I am 72% sure that it's just Warhammer 3, though. Because with, like, how many patches this game gets, which is not as much as some people would like, but it still is a lot. And such a big game with all these files and stuff, it's pretty easy for something to get fucked. Exalted Bloodthirster getting to fight the Sorceress of Dark. Now on our Dragon, she's a better combatant than on her Pegasus we saw earlier, but she still will get beat up by this Exalted Bloodthirster, though she has healing from Soulstealer and support from the Raven's Herald, so he's mostly just trying to distract her, while Korn's ground forces do a lot of the heavy lifting. And heavy lifting they shall do. Dark Elves are just about out of bodies down here, as the Minotaurs and Dogs are going to kill the Cavalry, which will let them get onto the Shades. And over here, oh, how did this happen? The Sorceress of Dark has landed in the Minotaurs and the Bloodthirster and the Dogs. She needs a Soulstealer to heal herself up and damage all these guys, and she needs to run away, which she is trying to do. The Raven's Heralds are getting really good damage down, but it's probably too late for their Lord and Caster. And for the Dark Elves, really the only healthy things they have left is the Raven's Herald and a random Dark Rider. Everything else has just been taking a horrific punishment. If this lady can get into the sky, that Soulstealer will do great work. If she can get back up into the sky, she can maybe be okay with some breath attacks and Soulstealer support. It's not like Korn is having the best day either, but I still do think Korn's probably going to take this one. Supreme Sorceress almost gets off the ground. She's almost killed off the Exalted Bloodthirster. Does rout off the Minotaurs and the Dogs, leaving the Bloodthirster alone. And with the Raven's Herald shooting him, he is going to die. That could be a big momentum shift for Korn, because their units are all quite damaged, except for that full health Minotaur, but we don't talk about him. And with their Lord dying, it could spike their leadership down enough that they start routing. I don't know what the Dark Elves are going to do about that Mino, but the Raven's Herald have 8 ammunition left. I mean, maybe... I'm concerned. I'm a concerned citizen. Dark Elves' last melee stuff is routing. Now it's just a Dragon Lady and an ROR Skirmish Cav. Versus this. You can see the Mino's leadership isn't doing too good. Dark Riders. Are you guys just going to naked charge Marauders? I didn't think so. Yeah, maybe back the fuck off on that one. More Dark Elves are rallying. Things will be getting better for them. And those Chaos Warhounds, okay, they rallied. I was like, their leadership is super positive. But they're running from those Witch Elves, I guess. Raven's Herald's using their ammunition on the Minos. Probably not worth their time. Nice little breath attack here onto some Marauders of Korn as the Dark Riders charge in. There's a Soulstealer. It hits the full health Mino, which is the one you really needed, and it's going to heal up the Dark Elf Sorceress, really buying the Dark Elves balance of power. Sam Goodwin, Glorious Korn will win. They're trying. Dark Elf balance of power is the most important thing to them right now, because it was tanking, and they just need time for the Raven's Herald to fire. Don't land, don't land, do not land in the Minotaurs. The only Minotaurs left that can really damage you. Please don't land there. One Mino is routing, the other one is danger close. Raven's Herald's trying to pick off another, but they've used half their ammunition since we last checked in on them. There's still a full health Mino over here, and these ones are piling on a Sorcerer's Dark. They are throwing her in the trash can right now. And her charge animation does take her away from these other ones, but yeah, I think the Dark Elves are still doomed. Korn's got it. Korn's got it. I haven't seen these games, so I'm just going off of my previous repertoire of games, but oh! Big Soulstealer plus a breath attack combo. Gonna route everything off. If they can route this rampaging Mino, holy shit! The Raven's Heralds are trying to do it. Witch Elves are trying to support 8 leadership on the Minos. Oh, but Relentless Rage, the tier 2 Korn army ability that normally sucks ass, is gonna keep these Minos in the fight as they surround the Supreme Sorceress of Dark. But it's all of a sudden the balance of power is back to about even. The Ravens here only have 1 volley left, and they're trying to shoot it while the fucking Witch Elves get in here, do some fighting, do some scrapping. And there goes the Relentless Rage. The last Minotaurs are going to rout. Marauders all of a sudden rampaging. Holy shit. It's the comeback. I didn't think he could do it. What the fuck? Marauders trying to kill the Witch Elves, but this lady up in the sky maybe has 1 more Soulstealer in it. Oh, no. It's a disaster! And Hazel's back. Hi, Hazel. Marauders get landed on. They get terror routed. The only thing left for Korn on the battlefield is these dogs. It's these dogs! And they're thinking about terror routing just from getting close to the Dragon Lord, but they're literally all that's here for Korn. What the fuck? What the fuck? How did they lose? They were doing, what the shit? Fuck you, Soul Stealer. I mean, good play from Rainy Frog. Good play from Rainy Frog. He did great. The 5-0 dream is still alive, but also fuck that noise. Korn should have won that, and I'm pissed. That was over. That was over. It was the most over thing I've ever seen. And then the Dark Elf caster just dicks on him. I hate it. I hate it. I don't want to ever see it again. Minos did fantastically. Dogs didn't do very much. Marauders did fine. Exalted Bloodthirsters did fine. God damn, son. That's not okay. Can't do that to a person. All right. The 5-0's still alive. Again, I legitimately don't know how these end. I know how 2 of the players did. I don't know how the rest did. I legitimately only know how 2 of the people who sent me the replays did. So far we have Golden Floof and Sir Groot at 3 wins, was their best. Frog has already tied that, and he has 2 more games. Can we see the spreadsheet again? The spreadsheet was lost in the blue screen crashes. It was lost, and I'm not pulling it up again, because we are minimizing anything that is on right now to get through this fucking stream, and after the stream, I will figure out why we've been crashing so much. But for right now, I have Warhammer 3, my streaming software, and YouTube open. That's it. All right, the Frog build. Back at it again, at Krispy Kreme, versus Koops' Slaanesh. 2 Hellstriders with Hell Scourges, Chaos Knight, Eternal Entourage, the Exalted Keeper of Secrets of Slaanesh, 2 Exalted Demonettes, 1 of which is Bringers of Beguilement, and then some Marauders, 1 of which is not Speared. Immediately, the Ravens Herald, seeing there is nothing on this planet that could stop them, waltz up and start firing at the Exalted Keeper of Secrets of Slaanesh. The Dark Elf frontline should be fine versus Slaanesh. The Dark Elf cavalry will probably lose on its own, and then Slaanesh can corrupt the backline. But I'm a little worried about this air support. Yeah, look at that. Look at the Eternal Entourage just fucking up those Coldwood Knights. They're giving it to them. And the Hellstriders are also beating the Dark Riders. So yeah, for once, the Cav advantage is going to matter in this series. As Shades and Dark Shards are going to get some desperate shots off as Chaos Knights pile into them, shutting them down, and Slaanesh is pouring over this side. Is Slaanesh going to be the spoiler of the 5-0? Slaanesh has definitely been having the roughest time out of the 5 factions in this challenge so far. It'd be really funny if they put the damper on Rainy Frog. The rain on Rainy Frog's parade. Ha 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 ha. That's funny. Anyway, comedy. Eternal Entourage teaming up with the Exalted Keeper of Secrets to get rid of these Shades. Dark Shards are already in disarray. And the Coldwood Knights get a charge against the Chaos Knights of Slaanesh, which is a great target for them. Their armor piercing will do wonders here. Yeah, it looks like we're trying to shut down the Bolt Thrower. Exalted Keeper of Secrets might be overextending herself a little bit, though. They should focus on killing the Shades and the Dark Shards, rather than trying to stop everyone at once and killing nobody. And the Dark Elf frontline is mixed. Some areas they're winning, some areas they're losing very badly, but Exalted Demonettes are busting through to support the backline fight right now, and things are going great for the Slaanesh, honestly. Koops and I had very informative chat about Slaanesh and how to run them a week or 2 ago. Definitely took notes. He knows his Slaanesh. Yeah, Koops knows his Slaanesh. They're a pretty weak faction right now, but he is good at them. Hellstriders getting in here, rear charging some stuff. Looks like Witch Elves, no, not Witch Elves, the Bringers of Beguilement rampaged the Reaper Bolt Thrower, but more importantly, they rampaged the Supreme Sorceress of Dark right in front of the Exalted Keeper of Secrets. And she's a good duelist. She's a good duelist if she can actually get a duel and not get shot in the process, which the Ravens Heralds are shooting her in the butt. She's not enjoying that, but the Dark Elf caster is routed. Dark Elf frontline is holding, but their flanks just fell apart so supremely, which honestly, you would want to see that with Slaanesh. You would want Slaanesh, after spending this much money on elite cavalry between the Eternal Entourage, the Chaos Knights, and then some Hellstriders, you would want them to win the flank fights. I'm happy to see it. Bringers of Beguilement trying to keep up with the Dragon Lord, but she does get into the sky, so she could maybe rally. And the Exalted Keeper of Secrets is about to die to the Ravens Herald. So if this lady can come back and heal, like she does, if she can do that, maybe the Dark Elves still have some life in this game. because Slaanesh is about to take a leadership spike. One last lash of Slaanesh is out, but that is it for the Exalted Keeper of Secrets. She is fading. She is gone. Slaanesh's front line all of a sudden falls apart without their lord. And yeah, that's tough. Dreadspear is going to try and turn around and meet these Chaos Knights, who do have the tier 3 Slaanesh ability, giving them perfect vigor and some extra speed. Sweet Sorrow going to help them all get back into this fight. Raven's Herald's now firing into the Eternal Entourage. That's a solid target. No real problems with it. You might want to put that on the Chaos Knights instead, because then your armor piercing is more impactful. But you do really want to burst these guys down so you can just get rid of them. Shades try and rejoin the fight, but they'll just get run down by the Eternal Entourage. And they are dead as hell. Dark Elves coming back on the balance of power. Is it going to be enough? The Raven's Heralds are 2 volleys away from being useless. Eternal Entourage take a nasty charge from the Dark Elf Sorceress. Their leadership falls below 0, which means they'll just die on their own. Goodbye. How are our Demonettes doing? We still have 2 Exalted Demonettes out on the field. A very wounded Chaos Knight, 2 very wounded Hellstriders, and one of the Hellstriders is going to be fighting Spears. And then the Raven's Herald should probably rear charge them at this point. Fascination trying to rampage the Supreme Sorceress down to the ground. She won't care about that too much. There's not a lot around to really punish her that badly. How many breath attacks do you have left? 2? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Alright, she wanted to get these 2 while they were stacked atop each other, but she couldn't get in range in time. Slaanesh are running out of steam. Hell yeah, they are. Hellstriders get attacked by the Raven's Herald, but this is going to be terrible for the Raven's Heralds. Getting rear charged by Chaos Knights and Slaanesh is just going to be a disaster. Big Soul Stealer onto those 2 infantry units grouped up. Again, healing up the Dragon Lord to keep the balance of power a little higher for the Dark Elves. I'm worried. Slaanesh is running out of steam, but the Dark Elves are as well. Raven's Heralds are gone. Dread Spears getting run off. There's this 1 Dread Spear, and there's a Dragon Lord left. And she can't possibly do it again, he said. Not convinced. So the Chaos Knights of Slaanesh are a problem. The 2 Exalted Demonettes are a problem. If she can take those out, then these extra spears, the extra Hellstriders aren't really a big deal. She doesn't care about them too much. She is trying to fight the Exalted Demonettes. Now you can see she's frantically getting move orders to get out of the Demonettes and get back into the sky. She's trying to get up. The Hellstriders might lock her in place. The Dread Spears are nowhere nearby to help. And she ends up getting a charge attack off, so she's stuck on the ground. She might get rampaged. She honestly needs to throw out a Soul Stealer if she even has one at all right now. Because if she gets rampaged, like actually rampaged, then she can't cast spells. There it is. She can't cast spells. No healing, no Soul Stealer for her. Wait, you're rampaged! You can't cast Soul Stealer right now! You cheating bitch! You can't do that! You can't cast Soul Stealer while rampaging, you fuck! You fucking animal, you can't just do that! The Hellstriders are routing off, the Bringers of Galva getting danger close to crumbling, but the healing was not enough. She's still getting destroyed, and now a Fascination also doing a little bit more damage to her while she's rampaging. The Slaanesh Knights are still surrounding her, and she's gonna be fine. Sorry, she's going to be not fine. Slaanesh will be fine. The Bringers of Goblin are going to drag her to their grave. But man, if she had been able to kill the Bringers with that and get out of here, that would have been some shit. That would have been some hot garbage. All right. Why is that Chaos Knight so slow? I don't know, man. Raven's Herald is almost 3,000 value for just free hitting the Exalted Keeper of Secrets all game. Nothing else really standing out. Exalted Demoness did fantastically well. Chaos Knights did great. Eternal Entourage did amazing. Yeah, all of the cav for Slaanesh did really, really well here. But that means Rainy Frog cannot get the 5-0. Can he at least get the 4-1 as he fights Tzeentch? Woof. Woof. Don't crash. Don't crash. Alright, you've seen the Tzeentch build before, you've seen the Dark Elf build before. Let's fucking do it. Bolt throwers, teeing off on the Zongors. I'm sure they'll pick a different target. It's just for now. It's this. This game is hilarious for multiple reasons. Okay, I'm ready for it. Let's go. Tzeentch advancing a little bit. As per usual, these blue horrors are going to make Witch Elves have the worst day of their entire lives. Plus a bomb drop from the Knights of Immolation. Nice breath attack. Ooh, actually not nice breath attack. Kind of got canceled midway through. Goodbye, Witch Elves. Other Witch Elves also not doing so good. Bye, Cyrus. Oh, no. Supreme Sorceress of Dark is caught by the Knights of Immolation, and they are destroying her right now. And the Raven's Herald's also getting teed off on by those blue horrors. Man, the blue horrors this game have paid for themselves with gusto. Gaze of Fate keeping the Supreme Sorceress of Dark in place while Soul Stealer tries to heal her up. She's still going to take a lot of damage. The Raven's Heralds are already routed off. But the cavalry for the Dark Elves is now trying to get their way into the fight. They're on to some of the blue horrors. Golden Knights could charge the Shrieking Skyrays. It looks like Tzeentch realizes that and backs off. The Revolt Thrower is still fighting, so. The Dark Elf front line seems to be doing okay. Needle Vortex Beast taking fire from the Shades. But the Shades are sitting directly in front of blue horrors. What are we doing here? A challenge. A challenge is what we're doing. You construct a build that can beat 5 Chaos builds that you knew ahead of time, and you see if you can do it. So far, we've had 2 contestants get 3 wins with a single build, but not 5. And this player has 3 wins and 1 loss, so this could be a 4-1. But we have been crashing a lot, which is not good. And Hazel's here, which is good. We love Hazel, but she is here. Anyway, Shades somehow survived the blue horrors being right next to them, and they are now firing out of the Needle Vortex Beast, so they're actually just chilling. Hi, Hazel. Why are you upsetty spaghetti? Why are you upsetty spaghetti? Who pooped in your spaghetti? Alright, Shade's getting great value. And a Soul Stealer onto the Needle Vortex Beast team. Does it have a regrowth or anything coming for it? Not yet. And it is going to rout. Kairos and the boys also taking a bit of Soul Stealer damage as the Golden Knights continue to bump and grind with them, which is fine. Shrieking Skyrays is going to give rear charge on the Shades, though. Shut those guys down forever. And the Reaper Bolt Thrower still just getting slow, incremental, good value. I love how the Shrieking Skyrays are somehow both killing the Raven's Herald and the Shades at the same time. That's cool. That's the thing that happens. This lady is going for it. As a regrowth tries to heal up the Mutilate Vortex Beast, she definitely overextended, is now netted in the Knights of Immolation and Kairos once again. The Soul Grinder is getting poked down by the Reaper Bolt Thrower. The Reaper Bolt Thrower has been doing the work of the gods this game. Nothing else has. Also like a 10-hour stream. Oh yeah, that's like a bet. If anyone can beat all 5 of the builds, I have to do a 10-hour stream. Which we'll have to fix all this fucking crashes before then. Soul Grinder gets a nasty shot on Sorcerer's Dark. Her heal cap is already well within sight, so probably going to heal cap herself in 3 more Soul Stealers, maybe just 2. But that's a finite resource the Dark Elves are not keen to give up on. Elsewhere, the Dark Elves are doing pretty darn good. The Shrieking Skyrays are about to fade away forever. The rest of the Dark Elf frontline has actually won. And most of Tzeentch's damage has been onto their caster, who, you know, the Dark Elves can heal up with Soul Stealers and such. Shades firing out in the middle of Vortex Beast, getting good damage out onto him. The Dark Elf caster's just trying to get away from Kairos for now. And Dark Shards are also here to fire. So can Tzeentch win with a half-health Soul Grinder with half ammunition, an almost dead middle of Vortex Beast, whose heal cap is within sight, a pretty healthy Knight of Immolation, a pretty healthy Kairos, versus a whole bunch of wounded Dark Elves? I'm betting on Tzeentch, honestly. Hello, I love you. Hi, Meow Meow. I love me too. And welcome to part 3 of the never-ending fucking stream. Hi, Fat Kid at Recess. Sorry we lost so many people because of the numerous crashes. Everything is my fault. Nothing is my fault. I hate everything. Hi, child of inordinate size. Another Soul Stealer trying to desperately keep the Dark Elf caster in this game. The rest of the Dark Elf army is pursuing the Mutilate Vortex Beast and the Soul Grinder. They don't give a single shit about their caster dying. Now they do. They're turning around. They're trying to do something about it. She's almost routing, but they're holding just long enough for the Shades and the Dark Shards to get off a couple desperate little shots, poking down these Knights of Immolation and the Reaper Bolt Thrower. Sorry, the repeater crossbow cav are technically here. They're technically helping out. Tier 3 Tzeentch army ability hits nothing. Everybody charges in onto the Mutalisk Vortex Beast and the Soul Grinder. It is going to rampage, but to what end? As it still just pushes off the Cold Knights, pushes off anything that could do real damage to it. And yeah, it's not a big deal. The Dark Caster is dead. No more Soul Stealers, no more breath attacks. The Dark Shards are just going to rout. Everything's going to rout. The Mutalisk Vortex Beast continues to fight it out, though it is now surrounded by spears, which it does not enjoy whatsoever. And Tzeentch is going to win. GG. So Rainy Frog also hitting 3 wins at the end of his run. All right, who's around? We have Sipa, Dr. Nerd, Raced, and Strat Game. We'll do some Tomb Kings. We'll do some Tomb Kings to cleanse our palate of Dark Elves. You know what? No. No. What's fun about this game is we played it at 2 FPS. Oh, that's why everyone's micro is so godlike. No. We're doing... Where's the Excel at? The computer's been crashing so much, I turned off everything that is not immediately needed for the stream. Anyway, we're gonna cast the Dr. Nerd series, and I am issuing a challenge to myself. Please don't fucking crash. Don't crash. Don't. Oh, thank God. Okay, made it through. The challenge to myself is to cast all 5 of these games and triple fast forward because it's a Nurgle blob versus all these other builds, and I'm not ready for a Nurgle blob versus a Nurgle blob. So, for Dr. Nerd's Nurgle blob, we have the Barons of the Bog, we have a bunch of Nurglings, we have some Exalted Plague Bearers, we have Kugath Plaguefather, a Soul Grinder, and then a Cultist of Nurgle on foot. All right, let's go. Blob versus blob, who wins? Green blob or red blob? So far, Green Blob is kicking the shit out of the Red Blob because of Soul Grinder Kugath, and then just a smattering. What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to cast this? Where did the stream go? No, there was no stream. I didn't crash. I checked. It didn't crash. Black screen stream? What? Hang on. Okay, some people are complaining of a black screen, others aren't. What? Is there actually a problem, or am I getting trolled? Because I have the stream up on my left-hand screen, and I can see everything just fine. Anyway, this is a thing. Don't listen, hubby? Okay, good. God damn it. Y'all are trolls. I don't even know how to cast this. I don't. It is a thing. Red is running out of infantry support. They're all trying to heal cap. Kugath versus Kugath is going Kugath fine. It's good. It's black screen. You might want to refresh YouTube because that doesn't look like a problem on my end. I can see the stream. It looks like other people can too. All right, we are 9 minutes through the grind. Let's take a pause and assess. Red has no support left. Their Soul Grinder is also fading. Their Cultist is heal capped. And for green, their Soul Grinder is heal capped. All of their infantry is heal capped, but their Kugath and their Cultist are not. All right. Can we get some close-up of the action? Just bumping. It's just bumping. Boom. That was an 11-minute blob fight game that I pressed skip on. So for Dr. Nerd, game 1 goes to Nurgle. I will tell you. I will tell you if your stream goes down. Trust me. All right, I'll trust the little troll. Game 2 with the triple fast forward cast. Nurgle Blob versus Slaanesh. Slaanesh with 0 range because they didn't know a Nurgle Blob was coming because it is a predefined build. Soul Grinder is going to push their Chaos Cav on the way in. Kugath is also sitting there laughing his way to the bank. Slaanesh is like, I guess we have to, and charges in. Does their best. Their Marauder frontline is already faltering. The Exalted Keeper Secrets get some damage onto Kugath, but then an Overcasted Fleshy Abundance heals everything up. The Barons of the Bog are reducing everybody's melee attack, so is the Cultist. Marauder Spearmen, Demonettes, everybody being pushed off, but the Soul Grinder did get sniped out. Is it going to matter? Fuck no, as the balance of power tips further in the favor of Nurgle. The Eternal Entourage is almost crumbling away. The Exalted Keeper of Secrets is also having a bad time, and Nurgle is chilling. Nurgle is fine. Nurgle's units are approaching their heal cap. Can Slaanesh grind through it? No, just no. They can't. I haven't seen the replays. I am just capable of seeing the future. As another Fleshy Abundance came in onto something, and I missed it, and army losses. Got him. We're casting this whole series at ×3 speed because I'm not casting more Nurgle blobs than I have to. Oh god. Okay. The Tzeentch kite? Did we crash? No. This is always... The reason I think it's Warhammer 3 and not any of my other software is because we crashed during the loading screen at the same point both times. Okay. Tzeentch, triple kite with healing and stuff versus the Kugath blob. ×3 speed, let's go. So far, this Nurgle blob is 1-1. It lost to the other Nurgle blob. It beat Slaanesh. Anyway, he's 2-0. He's 1-1. He's 1-1. Cool Umbrellas, Nurgle blob beat his. Soul Grinder plus Kairos just kiting for a bit, doing some ye old kites. Hazel is currently looking at me. You were also stretching both times, true. Oh god, the blue horrors. Oh god, the blue horrors. Kugath's fucking dead. He's fucking dead! Meanwhile, the Vortex Beast just piles into these guys. Their leadership falters, and it's a Tzeentch W. Jesus Christ! He's fucking dead! Okay. That's honestly hilarious. Just... BAM! It's fucking gone. Okay, Hazel, what do you need? Hazel, what is it? What do you need? What's going on? Why are you looking at me all sad? Don't do that. Are you crashing the stream? Did you do this? Okay. How do I get to the thing? There it is. I gotta see if the dog needs to go out. Here you go. Go, 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 go. She's just being dumb. She's just being dumb. Don't worry about her. Okay. She just wanted snacks. Which, no, can't have snacks. All right, back to this. Boom. Minos, Marauders, moving up. Moving up, moving up, moving up. Dogs charge in. Minos, Minos, Minos. Minos, Minos, Minos. Boop. All of the Marauders are immediately routed. Minotaur's trying to get in there. Exalted Bloodthirster lands. Minos make an unholy pile onto the blob. They're actually getting good damage out. They are getting rid of... The Barons of the Bog are gone. Plague Bearers are also losing steam. Can the Korn build do it? Exalted Bloodthirster fucked off for a bit. He probably needs to come home. But quickly, this is getting down to just the single entities of Nurgle. But without support, the Minos of Korn are taking a lot of damage. And Kugath is still full HP, man. Soul Grinder's half HP in the blink of an eye. The rest of the support for Nurgle goes away, but army losses comes for Korn. The Nurgle build is 2-2. Wait, yes. Yes, 2-2. It beat Korn and Slaanesh. Does Dr. Nerd go 3-2 with the unholy blob build that looks strangely similar to our Nurgle Champions blob build? And we're playing this one at ×3 speed for a bit of a joke, bit of a laugh, but also because I have nothing constructive to say about blob fights. so I don't think it's... I think it'd be bad if I just, like, played it at normal speed. Nice burning... Okay, Burning Head, you fucking dick. Look at him just curving away from the Nurgle blob. The Burning Head wants nothing to do with it. Okay, well, that's a rough start here for... I think this was Borgash playing, but our Warriors of Chaos champion. Skirmish Cav getting onto Kugath is quite nice, getting really good damage out. Archaon's trying to get in there and get involved. Imagine if he still had Burning Head, though. Look at that Burning Head target. I kind of hope it's coming. Kugath's getting slapped, though, right now. Between Archaon and all this Skirmish Cav, he is taking so much damage. Holy shit. Oh my god, he's gonna do it! He's gonna do it to him! Fleshy Abundance trying to heal him up. Kugath's trying to stay in it, but he's fucking dead! Doesn't matter. Bounce power is still a little Nurgle favored. Nurgle does have a lot of near heal capped units. They're so close to demonic instability crumbling. Can Archie and the boys do it? Nurgling's fading away. Plaguebearer's fading away. Can Archie and the boys do it? It looks like they can. The Soul Grinder gets chased down. It gets skirmished a bit. It gets Spirit Leeched. Bounce power is slightly in Nurgle's favor still, but now it comes back around as the Soul Grinder is dead and gone. The Festering Stooges are dead and gone. It's just a cultist and some Plaguebearers. Holy shit! Archaon the Chad. Boom! Fastest 5 games you ever did done see get casted. The Nurgle blob went 2 and 3. Archaon with 2,500 value. Skirmish Cav with nearly 2,000 value per Skirmish Cav, which is pretty disgusting. All right, GG's, GG's. We got through the Nurgle blob build. We fucking did it. We fucking did it. So far, it is still Rainy Frog. Wait, everyone's tied at 3. Holy shit, everyone's tied at 3. We've cast 4 attempts. We've cast 4 attempts. All of them ended up with 3 points. So far, I'm sitting at a 6-hour stream I have to do for you guys in the future. But we still have 3 contestants left. We have Raced. We have Sipa. We have Strat Game. Now, I know Sipa is out there in the chat right now. I don't know if Strat Game still is. We will at least cast the games of people who are here while they're still here. I don't think Race is here, so we'll save Tomb Kings. I'll leave Tomb Kings as a little teaser to keep people in here. Keep people in the thing. Time for another Dark Elf. Sipa will get you. We'll get you in here. All right. Another Dark Elf. Another one. I know! You might be like, go to Brettonia. You might be like, go to Brettonia. No. And you'll find out why later. I have a plan. I do have a plan. I'm not a dumb piece of shit all the time. Oh, it's Strat Game. Nice. No Dark Elves, not now, please. But I wanted to see Tomb Kings. You'll see it all, my friends. You'll see it all. As you see from the NR, it's a 3rd try. Alright. I want to see Tomb Kings. I love skeletons so much. They're so cute. It's all ogre now. Are you sure? Fine. 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 I'm being bullied. I'm being bullied. We'll watch Strat. Are you happy now? We'll watch Strat. We'll watch Brettonia. Oh, I don't want to see Dark Elves for the 3rd 5 games in a row. Where? No. Fine. Fine. Watch fucking Stratimus Gamemus. We'll switch it up. Don't you crash. Don't you crash. All right, good. All right, for Strat Game. His build. We have 5 Peasant Bowmen. It's my Brett build too. I'll talk about that in a second. Hey! I'll get to it in a second. We have Alberic de Bordelot with the Braid of Bordelot. Damsel of Life with just regrowth. Interesting. Also, I'll stop being over the top now. I actually did have a reason for wanting to cast the Dark Elves, but this also will work, and I'll explain more later. Looks like we have 2 Knights of the Realm, 1 Grail Knight, a Royal Hippogriff Knight, Alberic de Bordelot, didn't bring his Trident of Manon, and then a bunch of Men-at-Arms. Cool. Definitely not happy. No! No! We've seen a lot of Dark Elves. I understand the complaints. The Nurgle build we have seen before, but it is Kugath, his Healy Cultist, his Soul Grinder, 3 Exalted Plague Bearers, and 5 Nurglings. Brettonia moves in. Gonna fast forward through that a little bit as Alberic dives straight in. And while there isn't any mass to keep him down, I would be worried about the grenades hitting him. But it looks like Strat's on top of that. He is starting to duck and weave and dodge a little bit. Some of the grenades hit him, but not too many. So Alberic actually kind of makes out like a bandit. Wastes a lot of their ammo. Gets a little bit of damage on the Soul Grinder. Protects his archers. Is good shit. Fast forward a bit, please. There's stuff going on. Royal Hippogriff Knights hitting the Exalted Plague Bearers. And oof. While I looked away, Alberic did take a lot of damage. Now he's down to half HP. That's some big damage. He has to back off. He has to go get his regrowth. And all of his archers are getting left behind. It looks like he has some sort of plan to, like, super late game pull them up and deal with Kugath for now. Anyway, Royal Hippogriff Knights charging back in, getting a little bit more damage on the Exalted Plague Bearers. Meanwhile, Knights of the Realm getting bombed by Kugath. And still the archers are just chilling way in the backfield. So ×2 for a second while it looks like we're going to get some cycle charging. I'll slow it back down when there's a reason to slow down. Oh, I think Samaric is the one who does those, Rainy Frog. You'd have to talk to him. I actually have nothing to do with those dancing rat emojis you've seen. That's just Samaric being a bala. I'm uninvolved. Brettonia is still just trying to cycle charge a little bit, since Nurgle has no mobility of their own here. They're largely fine. Hi, kitty cat. I'm being attacked by a cat. Alright. Charges in for the Knights of the Realm. We still have those Grail Knights full HP over there doing nothing. And Royal Hippogriff Knight's going to start to cycle charge around a little bit. And once again, I'll slow it down when there's something that actually requires slowing down, but with this Nurgle blob build and getting cycle charge, there's not a whole lot to really talk about. As a really good surround onto the Soul Grinder gets great damage, but then they overcommit a little bit and stay in for too long. Now Grail Knights going in and out. They've finally joined the fight with Hippogriffs and Knights of the Realm. And now those archers have been pulled up, so it looks like Strat was holding them back to keep them out of Soul Grinder and Kugath distance until he could like commit them in melee combat or something. But the Soul Grinder was starting to fade away. Now it has rallied. But all these archers are still just making him pay for it. Nurgle is blobbed up. We've seen what archers can do to this Nurgle build before. So they're taking big damage. Fecundity and Plaguefather's Orations keeping most of the blob in good shape, but Kugath's taking a battering from these 5 archers. And patience does pay off as they are pushed into the ground. Now, I don't know what they're going to do without their Mortis Engine, without their healing. Yeah, the Cultist Deep and just Terror routes. That's probably going to be GG. I'm sure most players, when they were signing up for this challenge, looked at the Kugath blob build first and built something for it. Because it's if you aren't ready for it that it can be really damaging. But Strat, 1-0 on Brettonia. Tzeentch probably the other biggest threat. If he can get 2-0 here, we might need Coops to pull out another miraculous Slaanesh upset. We've seen this before, but I'm seeing some new names in chat, so if you haven't been with us the whole time, this Tzeentch build that the players have to try and overcome. Kairos Fate Weaver with Blue Fire and Regrowth, Soul Grinder of Tzeentch, Mutal Vortex Beast, ROR Skyrays, ROR Knights of Immolation, some Zongors, some Blue Horrors, with the ROR Blue Horror in there. For Strat's Brettonia, this one isn't going to be as patient of a game as it was with the blob, because I think Tzeentch benefits more the longer this game goes on than Brettonia. Where last game with Kugath, they needed as much time for their archers to shoot as possible. This one, they need to close the gap and deal with this so the Soul Grinder and Kairos can't just blue fire spam them over and over again. And also, we've seen Lenorm be a very patient player like Strat was in game 1. Lenorm has been quite good at keeping his Mutalith Vortex Beast safe until the enemy archers are shut down or at least compromised a little bit, and then the Mutalith can move in. So I really doubt Strat's going to get that firing line he got last game. With the Knights of Immolation and Screaming Skyrays, the Tzeentch build just has a little bit more agency than the Kugath one. Quick double time, just for a second. So where are the blue fires going? Blue fires are aiming at the Royal Hippogriff Knights. Interesting. Not going for the archers. I guess Peasant Bowman might be just like too cheap and worthless to be worth blue firing. And the Soul Grinder gets harassed by Alberic a little bit, but it gets out with still shields being up, so it's fine. And Soul Grinder, it looks like he canceled his shot there, but... Do we get a Gaze of Fate on the Royal Hippogriff Knights now that they're in range of the blue horrors? It doesn't look like it. Looks like Tzeentch is going to keep that net for someone else. And when you are dealing with regrowth from the Damsel of Life, you have to really commit to stuff. You don't want to fire at a whole bunch of different things and let them all back off and heal up. You really do have to kind of burst some things out, like take out Hippogriff models or something. Alberic is locked in place. He gets hit with a Soul Grinder, and blue horrors are trying to fire at him, but he is like a Manticore or an Eagle caster up on his Hippogriff. He just does that juking thing a lot. Even when he's netted in place, he's going to run all over the place and just be a problem. Knights of Immolation take the fight against the Royal Hippogriff Knights. They will lose that so badly. They immediately back the fuck off. It's just not, it's not comparable. Knights of Immolation can't stand up to Hippogriff Knights, which is fine. Knights of the Realm are here too, and things are looking a little rough for Tzeentch. They're up on the balance of power, but I couldn't disagree more. Ooh, but maybe a costly mistake for Brettonia here. The Damsel of Life is out and about, down to half HP and terror routing away. She will need some support. There's Knights of the Realm nearby. Alberic could even dive down, and there are a bunch of archers ready to punish the Mutalith Vortex Beast if it overextends. Damsel of Life, she rallied after her terror route, but then she immediately naturally routes, so Kairos is going to push her off, and no more healing for Brettonia makes their urgency in this game even more pronounced. They need to end this shit now. If it gets drawn out and they aren't allowed to have healing, they will definitely lose. Now, one of the 5 archers has been routed, but the other 4 are free firing, which is terrible for Tzeentch. They're already losing blue horrors to this. Now, they aren't focus firing the Mutalith Vortex Beast, which I guess is decent. If you take out all of Tzeentch's support, then eventually the Mutalith Vortex Beast will just have to sit still. I still think maybe the archer should be shooting at that thing, but it is whatever. They're just getting good damage out right now. Now, what sucks for Tzeentch is Kairos is going to have to babysit the Damsel of Life until he gets her all the way off the battlefield, since I very highly doubt he's going to be able to kill her. Foot characters are absurdly tanky in the current state of Warhammer 3, and Tzeentch, Kairos, while he is a tanky motherfucker and he's OP in a lot of ways, melee combat is not one of those ways, so he's going to have a hard time killing the Damsel off. Tzeentch is down to 1 blue horror and 1 Zongor for their chaff. The Shrieking Skyrays are healthy, the Knights of Immolation are healthy, Kairos the Mutalith are healthy, the Soul Grinder used to be, but now that Grail Knights are on top of him, he is going down very quickly. So Tzeentch still has some high priority stuff still in the game. Brettonia has a lot of things going well for them. The one thing that's going poorly is the Damsel got caught out of position. Mutalith Vortex Beast getting surrounded by the Royal Hippogriff Knights and Alberic. Alberic, with his Braid, does give 12 bonus versus large to his Hippogriff Knights, and they will tear apart that Mutalith Beast. But now comes the countercharge from the Shrieking Skyrays. Can Kairos get a regrowth onto the Mutalith and keep it up? It doesn't look like it, and the Mutalith is actually going to rout. Knights of Immolation are just sitting here babysitting the Damsel of Life. It's not a bad decision, it just sucks to see it. Like, I understand it, but it still blows. The Shrieking Skyrays are destroyed by the Royal Hippogriff Knights and the archers. And that is looking like maybe a GG for Tzeentch, as Knights of the Realm are going to go deal with the Soul Grinder, make sure he can't keep sniping. Zongors are the only infantry left, and they're both very, very damaged. And the Mutalith Vortex Beast is getting a regrowth, so that's cool. It's even overcast, so probably heal cap. But seeing how quickly the Mutalith got destroyed by Alberic and the Royal Hippogriff Knights, I just don't think that healing him is even going to be worth it. He needs some kind of support. And Grail Knights, buffed up by Alberic, are here. They're going to destroy this poor man. And the Mutalith just can't do it. But a really good play here from Lenorm. Tier 3 Tzeentch army ability. It looks like the Grail Knights don't notice it's coming in. Strat Games micro must be elsewhere. There's going to be a huge army ability landing onto all the Grail Knights. It isn't doing as much damage as I thought. Oh, there was a big hit. But it is still doing good work onto the Grail Knights. And once again, unless this damsel somehow returns, there is no healing for Brettonia as a nasty blue fire does a lot of damage onto her. But the Knights of Immolation were killed off by the Royal Hippogriff Knights. And Kairos is now stuck on the ground. His Soul Grinder is gone. Everybody's gone, but Kairos, Fate Weaver, and Strat Game and Brettonia will go up 2-0? Yeah, 2-0. He got the big ones out of the way. Can Slaanesh, Korn, or the Warriors of Chaos stop Brettonia? That was a good game. Chaos versus the world. He can't quite do it. He can't. He's just one man. One man, one plan. Alrighty. Slaanesh versus Brettonia. Now, last time we saw a similar-ish build. It was Dark Elves versus Slaanesh, and Slaanesh overran the flanks very heavily and got onto the archers and shut them all down. I don't think that's going to be the case here. Knights of the Realm, Grail Knights, Royal Hippogriff Knights should be able to stand up to Slaanesh's cav way better than the Dark Elves did. And their front line isn't even that worse. This many peasants could take Slaanesh a long time to get through. And wow, that nasty charge from the Royal Hippogriff Knights doing great. Anyway, so I think Slaanesh will have a hard time getting through the front line. And I don't think they'll overrun the flanks. So I think Brettonia is probably quite favored here. Did anyone do Grand Cathay? I don't know. I didn't see any. We haven't crashed for a while, so maybe it was the Excel spreadsheet holding it up. Oh, he said it out loud. Now he's going to crash. Yeah, I know. Whatever. Fuck it. Fuck it. Exalted Demonette's already almost dead. One Marauder with Spears also taking a pounding as the Hellstriders with Hellscourges try and get involved. And on the far side, we have a cav fight. Chaos Knights versus Grail Knights. But I'm mostly going to watch for the Eternal Entourage. I feel like they could do good work. Ooh, they're going to try to come up the middle, though. Alberic is going to stop the Exalted Keeper of Secrets in place as the Hippogriff Knights join in, but the Hellstriders are trying to join up, and they do have that aura that gives a melee attack and weapon damage to their lord if they're near their lord, so it is buffing up the Keeper of Secrets right now. The Eternal Entourage is actually doing really good work onto the Royal Hippogriff Knights because of Seductive Glory and Acquiescence, lowering their melee defense to 0. That is a big unit taking a lot of damage from these guys, but Eternal Entourage are also taking a lot of damage in return. Alberic is a monster. Royal Hippogriff Knights are a monster. And they haven't gotten a regrowth yet or anything. On the far flank, Slaanesh is losing. Chaos Knights are getting slowly pushed off. The Hellstriders are already gone. Slaanesh is pushing through the peasant front line rather quickly, quicker than I honestly would have expected, but still, Brettonia's overall feeling pretty darn good. Some of their archers are getting compromised, I'll give you that. The Eternal Entourage fading away. Exalted Demonette's almost gone as well, and then that'll leave just some Marauders. Just the Exalted Keeper of Secrets. Alberic's very healthy, his Royal Hippogriff Knights are not, though I wonder if they've even gotten a regrowth yet. And Strat still has really good command of the flanks right now. He's not worried at all. He has lost most of his infantry, but that's fine. If in the late game you get to a situation where they just have melee infantry and you have cavalry, you can cycle charge almost anything to death, especially just basic Marauders of Slaanesh. So not really worried about that. He is focusing pretty well onto the Exalted Keeper of Secrets, wants to get rid of her, is trying to secure his archers. He's running away from these Exalted Demonettes, giving Knights of the Realm chances to charge into them, get rid of those guys. But things are going pretty darn well for Brettonia right now. And that is capped off with Alberic and the boys surrounding the Keeper of Secrets with Grail Knights too. Oh god, she's having a bad time. Army losses goes into Balance of Power. Tippin. That was... Balance of Power goes into Army losses territory, not the other way around. Calm down, me. Strat's 3-0. Can Korn do it? The dogs. The bulls. I am afeared. I am affrightened. Don't you crash. My mouse is still moving, therefore we're fine. Nice. Nice. Crushing it. Alright. Chaos Warhounds of Korn. 2 of them on each flank. 5 Minotaurs, some with great weapons, some without. 4 Marauders of Korn. And the Exalted Bloodthirster. For this game, once again, Korn's front line will demolish the Peasant front line. And I think the Archers are going to have a tough time firing. So it will be about keeping the Grail Knights and Royal Hippogriff Knights near Alberic and getting good charges onto the Minotaurs. Because I don't think the Archers are gonna get too much firing time. For now, they do get to fire at Marauders, and as we saw last time, it looks like the Royal Hippogriff Knights are gonna... Cat, did you have to charge straight through the microphone? We're having a day. We're having a day. None of the animals are cooperating. Anyway, Royal Hippogriff Knight's going to charge some Marauders, as we saw last game versus Slaanesh. If they get the chance to, they can do really good charge damage over there. Hopefully the audio is not fucked up because the cat jumped through the microphone. Huh! Alright, Marauders fighting without support of the Minos just yet. Patient play here from Korn. They are going to come in now, but they have to worry about arriving too late, because then they'll have no support. But for now, they do get a good charge on the Royal Hippogriff Knights. They are being pulled into Spearmen at Arms. And the Chaos Warhounds of Korn are coming now. There are 2 Knights of the Realm in the back trying to intercept them, but there are more dogs than that, so maybe they can squeak through. Minos push straight onto the Archers, and already half health, one of those guys. The rest are getting through without a Grail Relic or anything. Straight onto the... Alright, I just checked the audio. I'm fine. Fucking trolls. Anyway. The front line is already starting to fall apart without a Grail Relic to give them ITP or anything. Can anybody hear something that isn't that but muffles? I think I'm okay. It is already starting to fall... Yeah, I'm fine. Anyway. What are we doing? I got distracted by chat being trolls. Men-at-Arms, Peasant Mobs, more Archers, all gonna rout. Korn is up on the balance of power. But all the units we care about, the Royal Hippogriff Knights, Alberic, and his Grail Knights. Where are the Grail Knights? They're in the back. They're full health. Yeah, these 3 units are fine, so we're fine for now. Ooh. Alberic's not having a good time versus Exalted Bloodthirster, though. He's kind of getting his ass kicked. North flank's going fantastically for Korn, and they're even going to push off the Damsel pretty soon. Though there are Grail Knights and Knights of the Realm nearby. If the Minos stay close to their Marauders, they'll be okay. Because if the Grail Knights fight them on top of Korn's support, they'll be fine. Alberic is doing okay on HP. I think he got a regrowth since we last checked in. And now the Exalted Bloodthirster is all alone with Grail Knights piling straight onto him, going to lock him in place. He could technically escape through these peasants right here because there's not a lot of mass. Balance power shifting back into the favor of Brettonia just slightly. The Damsel is routed off, so once again, Brettonia is without healing. If Korn can stabilize, they can do okay. But it doesn't look like they will be able to stabilize, as Grail Knights surrounding an Exalted Bloodthirster with pretty insane bonus versus large, because they got some from Alberic too. They have 30 bonus versus large between the buffs they got. Damsel's trying to come back. It looks like dogs can rout her off. A full health Marauder and 2 more full health Minotaurs are rejoining the fight, but Alberic's here, Hippos are here, Knights of the Realm and Grail Knights. The Grail Knights are still literally like full HP. And without Marauder support, man, these Minos are going to get dragged down to the ground. Alberic's getting cocky, though. Yeah, alright. He gets whipped for his troubles and runs back to his Knights. That's about right. Anyway. Alberic, mildly humbled, does take back to the skies. Minos are trying to fight their way out, but there are way too many Knights. And Archer's even offering a little bit of support. Though the healing of Brettonia was once again shut down, it looks like Grail Knights are still quite strong. We had 2 full health Minotaurs charging in. Now we have 1/4 and 1/2 HP respectively. The Exalted Bloodthirster is still doing his best out here. He's still fighting the good fight. For Brettonia, the Royal Hippogriff Knights have taken a lot of damage. A lot of their peasants are also dead, but they have a full health Knight of the Realm, a pretty much full health Grail Knight, and Alberic's at 1/3 HP. I think Brettonia is going to be just fine. Archers trying to separate themselves from the pack, trying to get a little bit of poke in here before dogs come for them. And the Damsel of Life, getting chased by dogs, is still just barely taking any damage because life characters are silly. Foot characters are silly, but whatever. Exalted Bloodthirster fighting his way out. Actually does finish off that Knight of the Realm. Looks like he's going to walk ominously towards the last Peasant Bowman as this other Knights of the Realm does get orders to attack him. Grail Knights are mostly focusing on cleaning up the reserves. Alberic thought about joining the fight, then ran away. Because reasons. Dogs have almost gotten the Damsel off the battlefield. But army losses hits, and the Damsel never technically died. Strat's 4-0! Can Sir Groot on the Warriors of Chaos stop him? Or will we have a 10-hour stream in our future? Don't you crash. You hang in there. Alright. The build to stop Brettonia. 2 Marauder Horsemen of Tzeentch, 1 Marauder Horsemaster, 2 Chaos Knights of Slaanesh, Archaon the Everchosen, 2 Chaos Trolls, 1 of which is armored, a front line of 3 Marauders, and 2 Halberds. Any plans on what the stream will be? I'm hoping to do it with patch 4.1 and check out the new, hopefully, the new meta. Just play like 10 hours of Vermin League or something. Grind out a ton of stuff. Also, I thought it could be fun is if the meta isn't exciting, like if patch 4.1 is a dud. I thought about doing a stream where I see how many factions I can 100%. So like play a game with every unit on the roster for as many factions as I can in 10 hours. Like, for example, Skaven, right? Like a build to be like a Night Runner, a Gutter Runner, a Night Runner 360, a Gutter Runner 360, some Skaven Slave Slingers, and make like a kite build. And the next build would be like purple globes, green globes, avalanche mortars, regular mortars, and like do that until I've used every unit on the Skaven roster at least like once. So that's my idea. Anyway, Burning Head goes through the archers, taking out one, tickling another, and taking out yet another Spearman at Arms. Meanwhile, Grail Knights already needing a regrowth from the caster. It is overcasted. They'll get plenty of healing back. And our Knights of the Realm are so far chilling. I don't know what Hippogriff Knights are. There they are. They're committed to the frontline fight with some Chaos Knights of Slaanesh. Archaon is here, though, for Alberic. And Alberic is currently taking a shellacking from the Lord of the End Times. He will have to retreat. And Skirmish Cav are also offering a bit of support. The Chaos front line is currently bumping. They're currently grinding, but they're having a tough time actually getting through. One of the Skirmish Cav, the Horse Masters, are already pretty much shattered. They're gone. And 2 Marauder Horsemen of Tzeentch trying to offer some support. Chaos Trolls are also feeling the burn, but Archaon is really diving deep to try and kill Alberic. Now he is forced to pull away and get out of here. Chaos Knights of Slaanesh are still healthy for the Warriors of Chaos, but they're taking a lot of damage. You do the splits over the course of 10 hours. Slowly progressing into splits. I like it. 10-hour lull stream? I never said what I have to stream, Platty. You could be right. Rockin' Stone? Rockin' Stone! Deep Rock Galactic is a fun game. You would be able to sleep for 10 hours? That feels against the spirit of the challenge, but yeah. Alright. Once again, Alberic finds himself at the mercy of Archaon, but now there are Grail Knights to bail him out. Now for Archaon, though, he has Chaos Knights of Slaanesh and Halberds nearby, so those Grail Knights are going to have to be a little careful. Brettonia's front line is holding. As I hold down the spacebar, you can see how many little peasant bodies are still flooding around here. Chaos Knights of Slaanesh and Chaos Trolls getting dragged down over there. Chaos Warrior with Halberds very, very high on HP, trying to return to the fight. Chaos's center has collapsed. It's mostly their flanks that they're relying on now. 10-hour hot tub stream. Chaos is still in it. 10 hours, nothing. I'm currently committed to 8 hours, and if Strat loses this game, you're all going to look like a bunch of fucks. Anyway, Knights of the Realm chasing off these Chaos Knights and Chaos Trolls. The armored Chaos Trolls also recommitting to the fight. Archers for Brettonia still getting some shots out as Men-at-Arms try and peel for them. The last healthy Chaos Knight of Slaanesh is diving back in, and Archaon even's going to chuck out a Burning Head that'll hit both the Peasant Mob and the Peasant Bowman. It arcs away from the Peasant Bowman. Even the Burning Head wants me to do a 10-hour stream. God damn, dude. Okay, whatever. Archaon's back in. He's back onto Alberic once again. Alberic is getting a regrowth, trying to stay alive as Archaon tries to chase him down. Grail Knights will surround the Lord of the End Times. Everything for the Warriors of Chaos is falling apart except for their two very healthy halberds and Archaon just trying to keep it alive. But the Chaos Knights of Slaanesh get rear charged by a very good Royal Hippogriff Knight. More of Strat Games Knights of the Realm catch out the skirmish cav. And quickly we are getting down to just Archaon and some halberds. 10-hour hot tub while playing other game stream. Hell yeah. Basic Marauders fighting it out. Knights of the Realm getting rear charged by Archaon, fighting Chaos Knights of Slaanesh. And Archaon is actually going to terror out both of these guys. That is a nice little pocket of success. And for Chaos, I mean, you still have two very healthy, strong halberds versus half-health Grail Knights, half-health Hippogriff Knights, half-health Alberic. And this isn't Kairos Fateweaver we're talking about, so this damsel doesn't have a bunch of Winds of Magic regeneration, so it's not like she's going to get a million more regrowths out, like maybe two. Archer's currently firing at the Chaos Warriors with halberds. And what does Brettonia do? Currently, there's an isolated halberd, and there's another one next to Archaon. It looks like he's thinking about charging it, but he backs off instead. Chaos is getting a bit of a second wind. They're rallying around Archaon. And Brettonia's caster is caught out yet again. It looks like Archaon might be going for her. She is on foot, but if he can land shots, she has such a small HP pool that he can really dunk her. But for now, he is just walking next to her as we see the foot character issue. These Chaos Trolls are going to immediately rout. They really can't rejoin the fight in any capacity. Archaon still has not hit the damsel, and she waddles away. A lot of archers rallying and firing into the Chaos Warriors of the Halberds, who are slowly getting whittled down. More men-at-arms, more peasant mobs pouring in, and Archaon, fearless. A regrowth comes in for the Hippogriff Knights, and those guys are the best at clearing out these halberds. It's tempting to throw down Alberic, but actually the Hippogriff Knights will do a lot more damage to the halberds. And the halberds are the only real problem right now. Nice Burning Head from Archaon. If it doesn't completely betray him this time, it could rout off a lot of the Brettonian support and leave the Royal Hippogriff Knights high and dry, but they are going to back off, seeing that their support is leaving. They have plenty of archers firing in. They're fine. I'm the Blob Master high level. What up, Longshanks? Hippo's trying to chase Archaon around. Archaon's not having it. But with nothing to stop these archers, sure, your halberds have 100 armor, but, like, the damage adds up. We've seen this Chaos Warrior halberd go from full health to almost dead just from archers. Archaon gets charged. He has Slayer of Kings and Fight or Die popped. He's probably going to try and snipe Alberic, but it's looking danger low on the balance of power. Searing Doom trying to push off those guys while he chases down. Alberic gets a big shot on his back. 2 more hits like that, and Alberic would be dead. But here are the Hippogriffs surrounding Archaon. And that is GG. So, to anybody out there who was like, no Dark Elves, none of this, go cast Brettonia, go do that, human boy. Strat and I had talked ahead of time, and I knew he won all 5. So I was saving it for the end. Also, a little thing here. The Dark Elf player, Sipa, also won all 5 with a very similar Brettonian build. And then he submitted a Dark Elf replay instead, because he thought it might be more entertaining once he learned there was already a 5er of the other Brettonia. So that's, yeah. So I was leaving that Brett build till last because I knew it was a 5er. It's a 10-hour stream, baby. And also to give credit where it is due, Sipa also got a 5er with that Brettonian build. I haven't seen his Dark Elf games. I don't know how they went. But I did know that he also deserves a congratulations for the 5er. And then he deserves a second congratulations for being a Chad and submitting a different run entirely just for entertainment. But giant congratulations to Strat Game. I believe Strat Game was also, I believe, I know for a fact Strat Game was the first to get the 5 replays. He did it very quickly, and that's the shit. So, Strat was first, though I will give Sipa credit for also doing it. All right, let's do Tomb Kings and Dark Elves, see if anybody can join Strat in the Hall of Fame, or if he alone will carry us through the 10-hour stream. But it was very well played. I liked his Brett build. It was well thought out. It wasn't cheesy at all. It is, it is healing meta, like, oh, wow, healing elite units won it. Yeah, sure, that's the meta right now. But he had a well-crafted build that could handle a blob, kite, bull rush from Minotaurs, Slaanesh cavalry engagements, and then Warriors of Chaos's balanced build. So he made truly a really well-balanced build. Stream the Dark Elf game, slow down over the course of 10 hours. We'll get to him. But here's Tomb Kings for anybody who cares. This is Raced's attempt. I legitimately don't know how many he won. Maybe he is a 5er. I actually don't know. For his build, we have High Queen Khalida on her snake. We have Skeleton Warriors and Skeleton Spearmen staggered throughout here. We have the Eyes of the Desert Sepulchral Stalkers, Chosen of the Gods who shot the Great Bows, an Acropolis Knight, Necrotect with Restore, and a Lich Priest of Nehekara with Usarian's Incantation of Vengeance, Jaff's Curseblade, and Nehekara's, the scroll thing. It's a scroll that gives some Winds of Magic. Oh, and we also have the Sphinx of Usef. Don't forget that. The ROR Necrofex. What happened to my Nurgle games? I cast them. Cast the shit out of them. Khalida is having a bad time getting kited out by the Soul Grinder and Kairos. She's already down to half HP. And the Tomb Kings are waddling up to the best of their attempt. Similar to the Charybdis of Golden Floof's first run, the Sphinx of Usef can probably body the shit out of any of these Tzeentch single entities if it is given the time, though I very strongly doubt Tzeentch will give it the time. They don't want a melee fight at all. Usarian's Incantation of Vengeance is out. The Tomb Kings do need to keep consistently casting spells to give Khalida the Lore of Nehekara passive. That's the only healing she's going to get. That and the Tomb King's Army passive, but like, she can't get the restores that the Necrotech brought or anything like that. And Khalida's fucking going for it. She's charging the Soul Grinder, baby! Let's go! Chosen of the Gods still poking down that Soul Grinder a bit. Sepulchral Stalker's in the back trying to defend, but Khalida's quickly realizing that she is just doomed, so she wants to get some value out. A blue fire pokes her down. The Mutalith Vortex Beast comes out here to say hello, but oh! She jukes back! She jukes back! She's back to her own team! She's breaking ankles out here, ladies and gentlemen. Get fucked, Tzeentch! Alright, for the rest of the fight, the Skelly front line for them is holding. That's all you're expected to do. You don't really expect to kill anything. Necropolis Knights disrupting some blue horrors. Sepulchral Stalkers. Looks like, I don't know what they're shooting at. I'm surprised they're not shooting at Kairos. I get it, because he's a cheeky fuck and he can never take damage, but it is funny that they're not even trying. Now they are. And an overcasted regrowth onto the Soul Grinder that was almost dead as it still snipes out Khalida. The Chosen of the Gods still firing at it from a distance. And another Usarian's Incantation of Vengeance onto the blue horrors. It will get them to start crumbling. And Kairos is just sitting in front of Sepulchral Stalkers. Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. Isn't Khalida kind of a badass in the lore? Yeah, but she's a Chad. She's gonna start crumbling now, so that's a little less Chad. Look at him! He's just sitting in front of them, mocking them! Lenorm called, this is a lie, Lenorm called me during this game and he said, hey, should I even bother moving Kairos? And I said, nah, let that bitch burn. And Lenorm's like, Lamau, okay, I don't even need him. Okay, thanks, bye. And just leaves him here. That's fucked up. That's a fucked up and bad manners thing to do. That I made up. That is not true for context. Lenorm's not a bad person. I am being silly. God damn, Kairos is taking so much free damage, though. This is not okay. This boy needs to dodge. Tier 3 army ability popped onto Skeleton Warriors and the King catches Scorpion Legion, but good job from Race to dodge forward. Kairos finally moves out of the way of the Sepulchral Stalkers. God damn, dude. And the Soul Grinder is dying to the Chosen of the Gods. Did Tzeentch get a little overconfident here? Chosen of the Gods almost out of ammo. Eyes of the Desert have plenty of ammunition. And how are we doing on restores for this guy? He has both his restores left, so there's actually healing for the Sphinx of Usef and the Sporkle Stalkers. Is there anyone in the lore who isn't a badass? A couple, yeah, a couple. Kairos dies. That's an oopsie. That's a big oopsie. Tomb Kings are way ahead now. You need Kairos more than they need Kalita. The Sphinx of Usef is just hounding the Mutilith Vortex Beast. Alright, King to catch Scorpion Legion. Their other Skeleton Warriors are going to get killed off here. They're going to crumble away slowly but surely. But man, I don't know. I'm so scared for Tzeentch right now. Lenorm kills babies according to stream. Due to what I know about Lenorm outside the game, I strongly doubt that. But, I mean, if you're getting it from a legitimate source, I guess I just have to believe you. All right. Tomb Kings have formed up. They have Necropolis Knights, Sepulchral Stalkers, and the Sphinx of Usef trying their best to get out of this situation as the Knights of Immolation and the Shrieking Skyrays commit to a fight. Now, they're getting good damage out, but also, like, most flying cavalry, they don't really like to sit and fight. So they're going to take a bunch of damage. Ushapti Summon is out onto the Blue Horrors, and just the Chromatic Abominations have ammunition left to support. And it's looking like a Tomb King's dub. It's looking like a Tomb King's dub. Shrieking Skyray is still offering a little bit of support with that special ability of theirs. Mutilith Vortex Beast is AoE draining this entire blob, though he is being pursued by the Sphinx of Usef. And I think that's my biggest issue, is just thinking about the Sphinx. I'm like, what can stop it? What can stop it from killing literally everything? Sphinx is still pursuing the Mutilith. Now, that Ushapti summon is fake, to be fair, and the Chromatic Abominations are firing in, getting really good damage onto the Sporkle Stalkers. The Tomb Kings are also running out of infantry, so this might not be over just yet. Zongors are also meaty bastards. They can really bump and grind. There go the Sporkle Stalkers. There go the Ushapti in 13 seconds. Chromatic Abominations still have good ammunition. The Mutilith is buying some space. And he is still capable of getting barriers back if you can stay away from the Sphinx for long enough. Knights of Immolation back in the fight. Zongor still in the fight. There go those Ushapti. Balance of power is still in army loss territory, and the Mutilith thinks about recommitting to the fight now that the Sphinx is a decent amount of distance away. Necropolis Knights on top of the Chromatic Abominations, getting rid of them, but there is the Sphinx. He is ready to duel. He is ready to do battle. And the Mutilith, again, has to run away. Syrian's Incantation of Vengeance, damaging some Zongors, just getting rid of the support. With the Chromatic Abominations fading away, Zongors running, that will be army losses. And that is win 1 for Raced. This one might be a bit harder. As we all know, Archaon did bring Burning Head, which is the bane of all Tomb Kings. I guess you did cast them just real quickly. I cast them super fucking quickly because it was a Nurgle blob. As much as I love Nurgle blob versus Nurgle blob, then Nurgle blob versus Korn and Slaanesh, who are all melee, and then Nurgle blob versus Tzeentch Kite, I will fast forward the shit out of those. And then that was kind of the funny content. Oh, that was a good first volley. On Marauder Horsemaster's already half HP pretty much from the Chosen of the Gods. God damn. Anyway, this Warriors of Chaos build has some pretty good flank pressure with triple Skirmish Cav and 2 Chaos Knights of Slaanesh. Archaon's going to be a menace with his Burning Head. He'll be fine. And their front line should actually do pretty well. Yeah. I'm really a fan of this Warriors of Chaos build. I think it's quite well kitted out to deal with this Tomb Kings. build, and we'll see how Raced pilots it. Now, Raced isn't, like, out of this. I mean, Sepulchral Stalkers and the Chosen of the Gods can deal with cavalry if they're given time to shoot. Sphinx of Usef, paired with Khalida, can duel against Archaon. You know, they have tools, but... Nice Burning Head. Even though Raced got a pretty decent dodge on it, Burning Head is just so good against the Tomb Kings. It still takes 2/3 of his HP off. Chosen of the Gods firing into Chaos Warriors with Halberds. Looks like they really just want to take out any of the Chaos front line. Slayer of Kings has popped onto Archaon, and he is getting really good damage onto Khalida already. Sphinx of Usef has joined the fight, though. It will counterpunch pretty hard if Trolls can join Archaon in the fight, or some cavalry can. Maybe he'll be okay, but for now, he is fighting it out alone. He's half-health Khalida. She's took a third HP off him, though with healing from the army passive and the lore passives, Khalida is fine to take that trade and back off. Back off is a key step in that equation, and it looks like she is now. So overall, really good play from the Tomb Kings. I like that a lot. Skirmish Cab getting a little bit of poke on his Purple Stalkers. The Chaos Knights of Slaanesh are in here, pounding the already wounded Skeleton Warriors and punching a hole in the Tomb King's front line this quickly. Chosen of the Gods are going to be under pressure. Now, a lot of Skirmish Cav that was trying to chase the Sepulchral Stalkers get isolated out, and with Chosen of the Gods fired, paired with the Sepulchral Stalkers, they get melted and pushed away, leaving that top flank largely secured for the Tomb Kings. The Chaos is knocking right on the front door, already making the Necropolis Knights commit to a fight with halberds and getting bombarded by Searing Doom, so things going really well for Chaos in this early game, I have to say. Southern flank, we have some Spearmen pushing off Marauder Horsemasters that no one cares about. Usarian's Incantation of Vengeance doing good damage to Chaos Knights that are getting a rear charge onto Skeleton Spears right now. Khalida has taken some damage out and about. Ooh, but Archaon might be overextended here. He has a bit of halberd support, but the Sphinx of Usef could go tear him a new one if it was so inclined. The Chaos front line is still pushing through. The flanks are going all right, and Archaon is still alive. How did the Tomb Kings turn this around? The Necropolis Knights do have to recommit to a fight somewhere. It looks like they're probably trying to go get Archaon once they fully separate from those halberds. But those damned halberds are proving to be a problem for Raced. Everywhere he tries to take a fight, the halberds are sitting there waiting for him. Sphinx of Usef is getting some big shots onto Archaon, and like we've mentioned a million times, he has no healing, so all of its poke onto him will stick and be quite impactful. For the Tomb Kings, they have an Ushapti summon in the back pocket somewhere. They'll chuck it out when they feel like it. Chosen of the Gods are free and clear. Now, they are also clear of all of their own support, so if any Chaos Knights can slip back there, or Marauder Horsemasters over here can run back, they'll get some good damage out. But for now, it will allow those Chosen of the Gods to sit back and shoot at halberds. Khalida's Venom Staff punishing these Tzeentch Marauder Horsemen for a bit, and Archaon still trying to avoid fighting the Sphinx of Usef one-on-one for too long. Tomb Kings are pulling ahead on the balance of power, which I do find surprising, but I guess the Sphinx and their heroes are very healthy. Archaon's just running away from the sneaky snake as best he can. Khalida's on his ass. Slayer of Kings is popped. He might want to turn and fight now. He's in his own support. The Sphinx of Usef is distracted. Yeah, he turns. Really nice turn onto her, too. Getting big damage out. Spirit Leech paired with it. Now, she also has a bunch of damage buffs, but like I said, Archaon's just going to want to take this fight while he still can. Sepulchral Stalkers firing in. And Chaos Knights of Slaanesh, like we said, they creep through the front line. They get here, and they charge onto the Chosen of the Gods. Usurian's Incantation of Vengeance damaging them a little bit, but they'll stop that Ushapti Great Bow for sure. Sepulchral Stalker's going to shoot them in the back. That'll be real bad for the Chaos Knights of Slaanesh, but Khalida is getting taken down by Archaon. The Ushapti summon is out. Chaos is, they're doing okay. If they can survive this Ushapti summon, if they can actually finish Khalida, which she is crumbling, they might be all right. Chaos Knights taking too long to kill off the Ushapti Great Bows, though, and they're getting shot by Sepulchral Stalkers. Chaos is routing in several different areas. Chaos Warriors with Halberds going to tear her out away from the Sphinx of Usef, probably. Khalida's still crumbling. She will not rally. She does get one last Venom Staff out that actually does more friendly fire than regular damage. Chosen of the Gods are gone. Khalida is gone. But can Chaos even hold? 40 more seconds of that Ushapti being around. Archaon chucking a Searing Doom onto himself, but he is too low. Chaos is too low. They just don't have enough going for them, and Army Losses is going to hit as these Armored Chaos Trolls are terror routing. Nope, they came back in time for Army Losses to not quite trigger, but the Sphinx will finish off Archaon with a deadly blow And that should be enough to send us into army losses. Boop! Raced 2-0 on the Tomb Kings. Will he join Strat game in the halls of the 5-0? Or will Cool Umbrella... Oh, it's actually Longshanks representing Cool Umbrella. Save me from being embarrassed. Can't save me from a 10-hour stream. Shit's already locked in. They needs to make me not look like a chuppe-ass fool. Little fast forwarding as we know how this early game goes with the Nurgle blob in question. Chosen the Gods firing off onto them, getting some good damage out. Sparkle Stalkers are moving up. So now the Chosen the Gods look like they're firing mostly at... What the fuck are you firing at? Yeah, they're firing at Exalted Plague Bearers and the Soul Grinder, getting some nice clustered shots out there. Sparkle Stalker's trying to fire in Usurian's Incantation of Vengeance on the Festering Stooges. Really good early start for the Tomb Kings. But that is what they need. These skeletons are all completely worthless against this Nurgle build. The heroes are also worthless. The Necronites are worthless. So it's going to be the Sphinx of Usef and these two weapons teams have to carry the whole game. And they're off to a great start. Fleshy Abundance onto the Soul Grind of Nurgle as it is already Demonic Instability crumbling. There's a 5 Night at Freddy movie coming out. That's interesting. Soul Grinder's still Demonic Instability crumbling despite the healing it is receiving. Kugath's trying to get a little bit of damage out. Chosen the Gods down to half ammunition already. But this close range, I love that they're shooting at Kugath because their spread shot hits him multiple times. Usually, I say don't shoot at single entities with the Chosen the Gods unless that single entity is tall. Tall single entities, they do so much damage. The Soul Grinder has been Demonic Instability crumbling for the longest time. But it'll die eventually. Chosen the Gods at last stopped from firing onto Kugath for just a brief second, but the Sparkle Stalkers are coming in to finish him off. So is the Sphinx of Usef. The Soul Grinder is already gone. And this might be a quick and clinical W for the Force of the Tomb Kings. 4,000 value on the Chosen of the Gods! Oh boy! Oh boy! That's an ouchie. That right there, that's an ouchie. So much damage. Fleshy Abundance is coming in for Kugath while the Sparkle Stalkers try and line up a shot. I just want to see these Shopty shoot more stuff. We're going for 6k. Let's go, 6k value. Fucking do it. Send it. Chosen are safe, they're just not firing yet. Kugath's coming back on the balance of power a little bit as he heals up, as he grinds through so many skeletons. I don't know how he wins it, but they're doing all right. Okay. They're earning their paycheck? Yeah, they are. They're doing great. Fecundity for the Nurgle blob, but the Chosen of the Gods are back at it, firing into Kugath, who did get closer to his cultists so we can get a little bit of that sweet, sweet passive healing. What is going on over here? Nurglings are just fighting an unholy amount of skeletons, and I find that very funny, but no one cares. This is all that matters. More Skellies dying to Kugath and his boys. Necropolis Knight's also dying. With the Chosen of the Gods and Sparkle Stalkers firing in onto Kugath, he will start Demonic Instability crumbling, and I think that is GG. Because without him, I mean, like, what are they even going to do? Fucking nothing. That's what. Chosen of the Gods still have 5 volleys left. 5,400 damage value. 5,500. 5,700, 5,800. Give me 6! 5,800! No, I wanted 6,000, you bastards! That was awesome. Alright, he's 3-0! Raced is 3-0! Can he do it? Can he do it? It's Korn and Slaanesh. The last hopes of the Chaos Gods versus the Tomb Kings. Which is actually funny lore-wise, because Khalida abandoned her post in the lore. So it's funny that now she's kicking the shit out of Chaos because she should have been doing that in the lore, and then she left for her own personal vendetta reasons. Tomb King's moving up to deal with the Korn build. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Chose the Gods doing great damage. Already took the Minotaurs down to half HP. Chaos Warhound's going to have trouble. There's nothing for them to flank. There's no archers. There's no Screaming Skull catapults. They're just around. Marauders will do okay versus the skeleton front line. Yeah, they'll do fine. There's not a lot of melee support for it either. Venom Staff completely misses for Khalida. And the Minos should also get through. I am actually very concerned for these Tomb Kings right now. Sporkle Stalker's going to get some shots off into the Minos, but they're just not going to have the time to sit and shoot. Yeah, the more I look at this, the more I'm like, wait, how did the Tomb Kings survive this? Sure, yes, that Mino is having a bad time. I agree, but there's a lot of them. There's 5. Exalted Bloodthirster is going to land now. He's going to try and stop those Sporkle Stalkers from shooting. Looks like these Chaos Warhounds will just be used to rear charge skeletons, most likely. Tomb Kings have taken out 1.5 Minos so far, but that front line is falling apart so fast. As we saw in like game 1 of the day versus the Dark Elves, Korn can get a Sword of Korn very quickly if the opponent has actual chaff that they can mulch through, like they are right now. So I wouldn't be shocked if we see a Sword of Korn like maybe right here in maybe the next 10 seconds. Or here. I'm guessing here, but I wouldn't be shocked if right here. Alright, they're spreading out now. So now I'm thinking Sword of Korn's right on this blob right here. Give me that Sword of Korn. You've got to have it soon. You've already killed 300 Tomb Kings. Come on. Right there. Just like, oh, it's just right there. Anyway. Focusing on things that actually matter. Dogs and the Exalted Bloodthirster are going to try and fight in the backfield versus the Sphinx of Usef. Chosen of the Gods managed to escape. So did the Spork Stalkers with most of their HP, but not a lot of room to shoot or do anything about it. Exalted Bloodthirster is back up in the sky. And the Tomb Kings have consolidated even more, making a Sword of Korn even juicier. Right there. Right there. Look at all those fucking skeletons. Look at them all. Alright. What's our Minotaur count at? Half, dead, dead, half-ish. Ugh. Minos are running out of gas. They're running out of juice, which I'm actually surprised about. TK are holding better than I would have expected against this Korn build. Dogs diving in. Just going to be annoying. Oh, no Sword of Korn. Right there. Just like right there. Necro Knight's going to find themselves some Minos, and the Minos will trade up, but I think they're too wounded to beat a whole Necropolis Knight. Ushapti Summon is now available, if the Tomb Kings even need it. Dog streaming back in as others leave. Exalted Bloodthirster just trying to stay alive. They will finish off the Eyes of the Desert soon. The Chosen of the Gods, like I said, are stuck in melee, so they're not going to use their powerful ammunition. But the Sphinx of Usef is full health. So is Khalida. And more Minos, plus the Exalted Bloodthirster, sorry, is going to dive onto this Necropolis Knight, so... Necropolis Knight got a little overconfident. And did take a lot of damage for its effort, and it might even die, though I don't know if that's going to change the course of this game. As the Eyes of the Desert are firing, army losses is getting really close, and now that the Chosen Gods can actually shoot, the Sporkle Stalkers can actually shoot, I think these Minotaurs' days are limited. I'm being pinged about stuff, but I'll deal with it later. Exalted Bloodthirster is crumbling. Army losses has hit, and Raced goes 4-0. Okay. Can Coops stop him? Or will we have a 5-0 Tomb Kings with Khalida? This is absurd. This is upsetting. This cannot be allowed. I'm rooting for Slaanesh. Fuck this. I'm rooting for Slaanesh. Pepe Popo. What do you want, phone? Oh, I have a lot of emails. Why? minutes later. Kalita does not serve. It's actually true. Alright, come on, Slaanesh. Get in there. Chosen of the Gods going to tee off onto the Bringers of Beguilement. Here come the cluster shots. Koops is trying to dodge around as best he can. He's actually getting some pretty good jukes in. Why is Kalita doing well? Raced is good. Raced is powerful. Alright, Eyes of the Desert also wandering out to get some free shots in. And the Venom Staff actually got decent damage onto Exalted Demonettes. But time is running out for the Tomb Kings to get their precious damage. And unlike the Minotaurs of Korn, Slaanesh is a good faction, which is their OP. So they'll clearly win. And wow, oh shit, the Exalted Keeper Secrets is fighting the Sphinx of Usef. That sounds a little spooky, but okay. Throws down an Acquiescence to give his whole army the Slaanesh army buff. Chaos Knights of Slaanesh stuck fighting Necropolis Knights and Spears. And Hellstriders will try and get a rear charge in. The Eternal Entourage are also stuck fighting random-ass shit. And wow, Ushapti Great Bows are fucking up the Exalted Keeper. Oh my god, she's dead. Venom Staff hits the Bringers of Beguilement. The Exalted Keeper is trying to get away, is trying to juke around. And if she can get near crumbling units, she can heal up a little bit. The Eternal Entourage are going to peel for her, try and keep her safe. Chosen the Gods still pursuing her around the map, but she's running, she's juking, she's ducking, she's diving, she's weaving. And the Tomb King's front line is taking a lot of damage from Slaanesh, so maybe they can rally, but a rough start for Slaanesh here. Really good job for the Keeper Seekers to keep forcing the Ushapti to just turn and turn and turn instead of ever actually doing any damage. Oh, she's juking. She throws out an Acquiescence onto, it looks like, the Necropolis Knights. Again, giving her whole army the melee attack buff and such. Doing okay there. Really wants to get involved in a fight with some crumbling units so she can get healed up, but for now just needs to keep these Chosen of the Gods pivoting. The Eternal Entourage are trying to fight the Sphinx of Usef. It's not going well for them with the Skeleton Spear support doing a lot of damage. They try and get into the box now. A Restore is already healing up the Eyes of the Desert as Hellstriders did a lot of damage here, but it's just not enough. And both sides chucking out damage spells. Usurian's Incantation of Vengeance onto the Bringers of Beguilement with a Fascination on the Eyes of the Desert. Keeper gets a last pick a fight. She gets some healing from her passive, but then dies to the Chosen of the Gods, and Slaanesh falls way down to the balance of power. And unless something crazy happens, it looks like the Tomb Kings also pulled out a 5-0. Slaanesh front line is bodying the Tomb Kings right now, getting straight through there. Sporkle Stalker's also under attack. But it looks like it's not going to be enough. The balance of power is just too weighted in favor of the Tomb Kings. New Ushapti summon will do good damage, but it's also, I think, a bit of a balance of power play. Just trying to get things to army loss a little bit. Skeleton Spearman does disintegrate and die off. Sphinx of Usef was getting rampaged in spears and stuff for a while, so he's down to half HP and not exactly loving it. Chosen the Gods are under attack. Eyes of the Desert get stuck fighting Hellstriders. And Slaanesh is just like clutching to balance power right now. And that Ushapti summon got completely fucked up. I think if the balance of power wasn't shifting so crazy against Slaanesh right now, if like this team's actually had to fight it out, Slaanesh has a shot here. There's army losses though. An unexpected Tomb Kings 5-0. So Strat came in, raced, and technically Sipa, though he didn't submit that one, got 5 wins, though Race was the first to do it, not on Brettonia. Strat was the first to do it overall. The last thing we will cast is Sipa's attempt with his beloved Dark Elves. I believe they are his favorite faction. So I think he, after he learned there was already a 5-peat of the Brettonia, I think he just wanted to run his Dark Elves. So we'll see how it does. Leave when you start to get woozy? Yeah. Yeah. Benzo. All right, for this, to be honest, we have cast a lot of Dark Elves today. We cast a lot of these builds in general. We have cast 7 attempts at 5 games, so we've cast 35 games today. I will go pretty quickly through this series. But, yeah. I'm sorry, Patrick. I'm sorry. So for Patrick's builds, we have 2 Coldland Knights, 2 Dark Riders, the Knights of the Ebon Claw Dread Knight Regiment of Renown. Then we have 2 Shades, one of which has dual weapons, some Blackheart Corsairs, Dread Spears. We have a Supreme Sorceress of Dark, and the Raven's Heralds. What's the worst multiplayer race right now? I'm thinking of getting into multiplayer battles and want to play bottom tier. Wood Elves, Slaanesh, and Demons of Chaos are the 3. You can't play Demons of Chaos on quick battles, though. You can play them in tournaments, but not in the quick battle ladder. So if you're just doing quick battles, probably Slaanesh, Wood Elves, maybe Korn. Maybe Korn. All right. Anyway, casting the actual game that's happening right now. Archaon, with all of his buffs popped, is fighting the Supreme Sorceress of Dark. Meanwhile, the rest of the Chaos front line is starting to move up. Shades are really punishing them. And a big Soul Stealer is going to hit some Chaos Knights, some Chaos Warriors, and Archaon, all trying to heal up the Supreme Sorceress of Dark. Meanwhile, Coldland Knights moving on to the flanks. Now there's a lot of skirmish cav to push them off, push them away. And Cold Dread Knights, the Knights of the Ebon Claw, are here to interrupt these Knights of Slaanesh. It look like they're just going to ignore him and really focus onto the Chaos, the Supreme Sorceress of Dark, who is going to rout maybe. Shades are getting really good damage value out, and a Burning Head goes off in the middle of nowhere, so I think that was a bit of a mistake or a bug or something. Chaos' front line is not doing very well. Their Lord Sniper's going great. So Lord Sniper's going great. Their Skirmish Cav is fine. Their front line is kind of getting shellacked, and the Shades and Repeater Crossbow Cav being able to fire this whole time is brutal. A nasty Searing Doom from Archaon fucks up the Knights of the Ebon Claw, and he is still chasing down the Supreme Sorcerers of Dark. Alright, Korn it is. Sounds good, buddy. Sounds good. Supreme Sorceress of Dark does manage to get back up into the sky. Knights of the Ebon Claw going to take a lot of damage for peeling to save her. Can the Marauder Horseman get back underneath her to, one, fire up and try and kill her, but also walk her off the map? Knights of the Ebon Claw are also terror routed, whereas the Chaos are ahead on the balance of power. Does not look like the Dark Elves will be getting their Lord back. For Chaos, however, things are a bit dire elsewhere. Their Skirmish Cav, like we have said, is healthy, and wow, that lady just rallied right in front of those Skirmish Cav. That seems fair. That seems legit. She's even going to Soul Stealer to heal up. Can they get off one more volley before she truly heals? That would rout her. I don't know how she rallied, though. Like, they were right underneath her. Shit seems silly. Big breath attack. There's a counter volley from them. Does a little bit of damage, but not enough to actually rout her off. Followed up by a Spirit Leech. That is very BS that she came back at all. Shade's extremely happy and still firing away. So are the Raven's Heralds. And the balance of power is about dead even, considering that the Dark Elf Dragoncaster is almost dead and Archaon is at half HP. That makes me very concerned for the Dark Elves. Skirmish Cav should be able to finish her off this time. But what kills the Shades? I am very, very concerned. Yeah, I don't know. I'm keeping an eye on her in the corner of my screen here. She's got a while to go to the edge of the map, and nothing's following her, so if she can get the leadership back, she can come back and Soul Steal her. I don't remember this being close. Dude, I don't know. I cast the replays you send me. Archaon is now going for the Shades. So are his Chaos Warriors and Halberds. There's a full health Dark Rider in the distance that could be crucial in the late game for chasing off stuff. She comes back with 10 HP. Oh my god, she's there. She's back. She's back, baby. What's fucked up about this is you can Soul Stealer the ground and just heal up. You don't need to hit anything for the Soul Stealer to hit. She's fucking back. Anyway, Chaos Warriors getting pushed off. These Shades should be able to hold while the Raven's Heralds kill the last of those guys. Nice Soul Stealer for this lady to heal her up as Skirmish Cav are pushed off. And the Chaos Army is quickly becoming just Archaon, as we are used to throughout the stream. Raven's Heralds could turn their attentions onto Archaon any moment now and really shut him up, kill him off. You have Dread Spears chasing off the Halberds. You don't really need to keep shooting them with the Raven's Herald at this point. Balance of Power is now starting to catch up to the fact that the Dark Elves are winning this fight. Armored Chaos Trolls pretty darn dead. There we go. Now the Raven's Heralds have turned on to Archaon. So have these Shades. And even with a nice little Searing Doom, it won't be enough to save poor Archie. Could learn a lot about persistence from the Sorcerer Lord. True. It's so true. Shades and Repeater Crossbows trying to push off these last skirmish cav. Archaon taking a bit of a beating, but if there's one more Soul Stealer, it's over. But it's over anyway. Sipa goes 1-0 up. Back to fighting the Lenorm build. Don't you fucking crash. Don't do it. Don't do it. Alright, good. No crash. So for this, there's going to be a decent amount of kiting. Dark Elves have 5 cavalry pieces, though, so I doubt Tzeentch will be able to really dictate the pace of this game. Their snipe will be deadly. But at least the Dark Elves can force a fight. Closing in, a little bit of blue fire kite onto the Shades. Soul Grinder is firing at Cold One Knights. Off onto the side. So far, he hasn't managed to fire. He still has full ammunition, so he's just struggling to do anything. There, now he's shooting at the Dread Knights. He gets a little bit of poke, but honestly not a lot. Shades are in range, and they're firing into clumped up blue horrors. Dark Riders and the Cold Knights pushed off by the Neolith Vortex Beast. The Flying Cav of Tzeentch on standby for now. As Soul Grinders, does more damage to the Zongors than the Knights of the Ebb and Claw. Another blue fire onto the Shades. Nice little bit of damage. They're just above half HP. But the Dark Elves have already collided with the front line. Their Cav is already forcing the back line into combat. This shit's looking rough. Knights of Immolation are after the Shades, but it looks like some Cold Knights are getting pulled back just in case those guys actually decide to land. And if they don't land, they're going to get shot by Shades and the Raven's Heralds. But the Raven's Heralds are getting countershot at by blue horrors who snuck their way through the front line just to be a part of things. Tzeentch is up on the balance of power by quite a lot. I think that is really early for you to make that assessment balance of power. Calm the fudge down. Shade still teeing off on the Knights of Immolation. Raven's Heralds wandering around, doing their best. Kairos juked that lady. Did you see that? He just rose up in the air while she's diving at him. Neolith Vortex Beast is onto her. Still the balance of power favors Tzeentch. Zongors, what do we have? 1 Zongor, 1 blue horror left. And then the powerful Tzeentch entities. Shrieking Skyrays trying to join the fight. Knights of Immolation also trying to join the fight. They get their bomb drop onto the Shades. The Shades lose formation in the kind of way they were moving makes them fine. 10-hour stream? 10-hour stream, baby. We did lose the bet. So when patch 4.1 launches, we'll do a 10-hour stream of exploring that meta. Probably just have to take a day off work. Because weekends are always full of other people's bullshit. Anyway. How are we doing here for Tzeentch? Neolith Vortex Beast still draining stuff down, helping Kairos chase Shades. Any cavalry that tries to peel them off just gets drained or beat to shit. Oof. Shrieking Skyrays take a nasty volley from the Shades on the advance. The Dark Elves have a lot of infantry left. The Knights of the Ebb and Claw are surrounding this Soul Grinder too. Benzo? Oh yeah, easy. He's not gonna die, just watch that. Who's not gonna die? What's happening? Anyway, blue fire. Oh, you're talking about the Soul Grinder. Yeah. The Soul Grinder is not taking any damage from your Knights of the Ebon Claw, and your spears are all just standing around like dumbasses. They're not really surrounding him, they're just leaving all these big pockets. And then a huge tier 3 army ability takes out the Knights of the Ebon Claw and the Dread Spear. Oof. But the Mutilith Vortex Beast has been slammed by Shades. Goodbye, Shades. The Golden Knights are Gaze of Fate netted in place, but it won't be enough to save the Mutilith Vortex Beast. Hell, even the Soul Grinder, even the tier 3 arm ability killing all these guys isn't going to be enough to save him. He's getting close to Demonic Instability crumbling. And soon it'll be just Kairos. As the Shrieking Skyrays are gone, the Knights of Immolation are gone, Mutilith Vortex Beast is routing. I don't think Kairos can carry. There's a full health Dragon Lord. There's still a very healthy Shade with a lot of ammo, and there is support nearby. Dude, Tzeentch balance of power is redonkulous. Like, an almost dead Soul Grinder and just Kairos, and the game's like, I don't know, they have a shot. But earlier in the game, a half-dead Dark Elf Deathcaster on a Pegasus versus a half-health Chaos Warrior with Halberds, and the game's like, nah, this shit's over. Anyway, Soul Stealer onto Kairos from this lady while she lands onto the Mutilith Vortex Beast that is currently getting overcasted regrowth. Try and keep it in the fight. Knights of Immolation still chasing around the Raven's Heralds. The Soul Grinder still fighting it out, and I will play it on ×2 speed as we just get some weird single entity jank. Soul Grinder, Demonic Instability crumbles away. It dies, and army losses hits. Sipa's 2-0. Is that understanding how valuable Kairos really is? There's a difference between the ability to kill everything on the battlefield and not die. Kairos is great at not dying, but he can't kill everything. Holy shit, my heart just stopped because my computer made a weird noise and I thought it fucking blacked out again. Whew. Okay, we have 3 more games to get through. Without crashing, we can fucking do it. Korn, 5 Minos, 4 Dogs, 4 Marauders, Exalted Bloodthirster. Y'all have seen it. Balance power favors Korn. The game just started, but alright, balance power, calm down. Let's fucking go. A little bit of kiting around. Caster landed on some Marauders. Minos and Dogs going to chase her about, but Shades will get to counter fire. Get some decent damage in there. Korn's probably going to want to chill out for a second. Raven's Herald's getting chased around by the Exalted Bloodthirster. He doesn't feel like just letting them shoot full free. And that's fine. Needs new hamsters in his PC. The last 2 times it crashed, my CPU usage and GPU usage were fine. I think Warhammer 3 has some corrupted stuff going on with it. I gotta reinstall it after this stream. Anyway, Minotaurs, Marauders, Dogs, all pushing through, though they do get hit with a nasty Soul Stealer. Minos even get onto the Shades to try and stop them. Dark Elf frontline is suffering quite a shellacking at the moment. And the Exalted Bloodthirster just knows his value is better, I guess, chasing the Raven's Heralds, which is fine. Dark Elf caster landing in some Minos. They're going to attempt to ignore her and keep going after Shades. Already have a Golden Knight almost routing. Blackheart Corsair and a Dread Spear are routing. And they're pushing up. This Mino is alone. Fighting back against Knights of the Ebon Claw actually pretty admirably, but still going to lose it overall. Raven's Herald's caught once again by the Exalted Bloodthirster. And Dogs are here. Can they actually get to the Shades? Yes, but the Shades might just beat them in melee combat. 55-30 for Shades versus 36-12 for Dogs. Yeah, the Dogs get wrecked. They're getting wrecked by those Shades. Speaking of getting wrecked, Cold One Knights, Cold One Dread Knights, not having a good time fighting all of these Minotaurs. Oof. Sorceress of Dark doesn't care. She'll be fine. She can just Soul Steal her way out of these problems, but Cold One Knights are not having a good time at all. Raven's Heralds did get away from the Exalted Bloodthirster, and then he decided to land on some shades and stop them firing in on all the Minos. For the Mino bus, we have 2 wounded. 3 wounded, I guess. I wouldn't call them dead just yet. 3 wounded and 2 healthy-ish Minos, though one of them is quickly going into the wounded category. Oof. So are the shades, though. God damn. Supreme Sorceress of Dark is now trapped in some Minos. Going to take decent damage, but once again, got to make sure the shades are shut down, which it looks like Lucinia is doing. Lucinia's the Korn player. So then it's fine to try and punish the Dark Sorceress with your Minos, as long as you're not getting shot by shades and shit. One shade is routing, the other shade is close to it. Dark Elves still have some pockets of resistance of infantry. The Raven's Heralds have a ton of ammunition and are largely safe, though, which could be a problem. Looks like the Exalted Bloodthirster is going to stop them from shooting at the Minotaurs, at least for a little bit. Down here, Coldland Knights get countercharged by Minos. They will get dumpstered. Korn pulls further ahead on the balance of power, and I would tend to agree for now. Knights of the Ebon Claw going to get charged by Minos on the far side. Good damage on the charge by both, honestly. Only 7 seconds left on Murderous Mastery, which means Murderous Prowess is probably already gone. So the Dark Elves get less scary. Big Soul Stealer onto 2 already very wounded Minos. The Dark Elves are down to 2 Dark Riders, a Dark Rider Peter Crossbow with a lot of ammunition, an almost dead Shade, an almost dead Knight of the Ebon Claw, and a full health Supreme Sorceress of Dark, though she has cast many Soul Stealers to heal herself. Cool. Other Shade is back at the very edge of the map. Must be nice. Knights of the Ebon Claw continuing to fight it out with these Minos. They haven't taken damage in a while, though. They haven't taken damage in a long while. There we go. Now they took a bit. These dogs need to go after those shades. Continue to push them off. Quick breath attack from the Dark Elf caster. Annihilates a Marauder and barely hurts her own units. That's a pretty good day for her. And that Raven's Herald's going to be a problem unless the Exalted Bloodthirster can say something about it. 610 HP left on the Knights of the Ebon Claw. And these dogs were not rallied in time. They're now getting shot by the shades, and they will rout before getting into combat. Korn's balance power is held up by their full health Lord, and we all know the Exalted Bloodthirster is not actually the best Lord, but ooh, Sword of Korn! Sword of Korn. Meow. Good damage out from Korn. Anyway, we all know that this guy isn't actually the best combatant, so I'd be a little concerned if most of your balance power is wrapped up in him. The last healthy Minotaur is fighting a bunch of Dark Riders, which is a great fight for him, as long as the Raven's Herald aren't allowed to shoot him. We have Shades returning. Nope, just one Shade. The other Shade's gone. Knights of the Ebon Claw also returning. Big Soul Stealer. And the death of the last of the Minos. Double tear out in for the Dark Riders, though, so not a lot of support for the Dark Elf caster either. Though the Raven's Heralds with 7 volleys left could be a big, big problem. There have been so many Soul Stealers, though. I think she has maybe like 1 left, honestly. Doesn't matter where her heal cap is. She has 1 Soul Stealer left. Dark Elf's going to focus on chasing off everything besides the Exalted Bloodthirster for now. He will just have to grind. Looks like he sees the Shade, thinks it's fresh fish, goes for it. Bap. Routes them off. Gets dove on once again by this lady. Yeah, her heal cap's even within sight, so yeah, she has 1 Soul Stealer left. Or none, but probably 1. With that in mind, Exalted Bloodthirster is trying to kick her ass. I don't think it will be enough. The Raven's Heralds are here to offer support once again. There's the last Soul Stealer of the game. It will heal cap her. It will finish him. And I believe that is 3-0 for the Dark Elves. Nurgle and Slaanesh remain. Will Sipa join the 5-0 club? Or will it just be raced? A Strat game. Ah! Today was a long stream. If you combine all 3 of them, it'll end up being a 4-hour stream. Alrighty. Y'all know the build. Y'all know how we're fast-forwarding it. Archers need to take out Kugath and his Soul Grinder, which, wow, losing the Raven's Herald in a millisecond is bad. But there go the Shades, and there goes the Soul Grinder. My god. And now they're trying to get onto Kugath. No, they're actually going for the Cultist. They're not going for Kugath at all. Interesting. Another big Soul Stealer on the whole blob. Push off the Cultist. Then the Dragon Lord lands, which is a little surprising. But there's no mass to stop from getting back into the sky. Shades firing onto Kugath. I've almost killed him off. There he goes. And then a big Soul Stealer on all the infantry you could imagine. And that is GG. Nurgle does not like archers. What is this Nurgle player doing? He didn't have a lot of things he could do with a blob build. But his blob build is really potent against, like, full melee stuff. So players do have to strategize around being able to do with the blob. Finish tomorrow. Goodbye for now and thank you. Strix says on the last game. Is this normal for Nurgle and land battles? No. Not really. Because with archers, you can get destroyed so badly. This is a special event where the 5 Chaos players tried to make different builds to punish certain things. So Nurgle's build punishes enemy blobs or enemy melee rush. Korn's build punishes range spam. Slaanesh's build also punishes range spam a bit. The Warriors of Chaos build is very balanced. And the Tzeentch build punishes a lot of things because it's pretty meta, but also like blob play. So, yeah. They're specifically designed to be extreme builds to challenge players, because the challenge of this stream is to see if you can create one build that can beat all 5. So of course the builds are going to be extreme. If they're all like balanced normal builds, then a balanced normal build can probably beat all 5 of them. Anyway, last game of the day, Koops' Slaanesh versus Dark Elves of Sipa, who is currently 4-0. We have seen similar to this before. The Slaanesh build overrunning the flanks of the Dark Elves, but this time there's an extra knight at the Ebon Claw, and the Eternal Entourage are not slapping the Cold Knights as hard as they did previously, though their Hellstrider support is beating up the Dark Riders. So things are actually going pretty close to the same so far. So I think these Shades are about to have a bad time, as some Exalted Demonettes do get through the front line onto those guys. Pretty soon, these Whip Cavalry can come back here and also harass things. The Eternal Entourage are working their way through Cold Knights, so it's going all right. Keep a focus on the Lord duel. Rest of the fights won't matter. I'll keep an eye out for it. Bringer's Beguilement already taking a lot of damage, but the Dark Elf front line is slowly falling apart. Knights of the Ebon Claw rejoining the fight, but one of their Shades is already dead. Both their Dark Riders are dead, and the Hellstriders are here too, so the Knights of Ebon Claw have to turn around and deal with those guys. They can't stop everybody. A Shade is shut down, and Slaanesh is doing pretty good so far. Balance Power is still about dead even. And the Exalted Keeper of Secrets tries to catch the Supreme Sorceress of Dark, throws down an Acquiescence to slow her down, lower her melee defense. Narcissism nets her in place, so she can't move at all. And is now getting some free punches in. Bringer's Beguilement coming over for a rampage. And if they can rampage her in place, that would be awesome. As she gets a quick Soul Stealer to try and heal herself up. The rampage there it procs, and she's taking pretty big damage. Eternal Entourage and the Hellstriders with whips fighting in the background. And the Raven's Heralds have burned through a lot of their ammunition very quickly. And the Supreme Sorceress of Dark just getting knocked around by the Slaanesh caster is actually keeping her out of the Exalted Demonette's damage for a bit. But this is a lot of damage. She's down to half HP, less than half HP, and this is after she used her Soul Stealer. So her Soul Stealer is definitely on cooldown, even if she wasn't rampaging, which she still is. And the Keeper is slamming her down. Bringer's Beguilement, though, about to fade away. Supreme Sorceress of Dark taking a lot of damage. Slaanesh up on the balance of power. Elsewhere, everybody is taking a lot of damage. But there goes the Supreme Sorceress of Dark routing off. The Keeper is after her, and the Cold Knights are terror routing off. But so much damage from the Raven's Herald. The Exalted Keeper of Secrets starts to demonic instability crumble. She's after that Sorceress of Dark. who is negative 55. She shatters, and the Keeper of Secrets is fine. Chillin', bro. So the Dark Elves have lost their lord. How else are we doing? The Keeper of Secrets randomly starts demonic instability crumbling. That's cool. That's cool. I guess she just dies. Anyway. Raven's Herald's going to fire their last volley onto the Exalted Keeper of Secrets, which will be enough to make sure that she keeps crumbling and dies. Why so many parts? My computer crashed twice. It was annoying. It was very annoying. I am sad. So, with both lords dead, the Shades are rampaged by the Tier 1 Slaanesh army ability into Devoted Marauders. Both are routed. Knights of the Ebb and Claw rout off those Chaos Knights of Slaanesh, and very quickly the bounce of power turns against Slaanesh. Slaanesh only has this Devoted Marauder with spears here, and they're about to rout. But man, that was a close game to end it on. Knights of the Ebb and Claw almost dead. We have some Dread Spears who are almost dead, and the Raven's Heralds are full health, but no ammunition. So, Sipa did it. He also did the 5-0. So we had a Brettonia build, a Dark Elf build, and a Tomb King build win the challenge. I want to thank all of the players that played for the Champions of Chaos. They played a lot of games on the same builds, and thanks for that. It has been a 4-hour stream because of the 3 parts, if you combine them all. So I do have to get going. There were some things I was hoping to do tonight, but the stream took longer than I expected, and I have to reinstall Warhammer 3. So yeah. Lil Trill, thanks so much. Thanks to everybody who hung around, and for those of you who came from stream to stream to stream with all of the breaks. So, GG. GG, GG. Goodbye.